Hey, it's all day breakfast. Jim Kerr, Alex Fortin. Woo! What's up,
Hi,
man?
whoa, not much.
Yeah,
How are you?
coming in hot. Coming in
Coming in
hot
right
this
into
week.
it.
Yes,
What's going on? How you holding up? You warm where you're
holding
at?
up, man. It's cold enough for you out there?
Yeah, I escaped briefly, but it wasn't much better.
Yeah. How was your trip to the mountains?
It
Tell the
was
people.
good. I don't know. We got like kind of lucky. We planned it a few weeks ago, so we didn't know it was going to be this cold. But we got away, and so it was like minus 40. We left, and my phone said minus 39 as we were driving through Leduc. And when we got to Banff, it was minus 16. So,
Oh, that's better.
yeah, that was nice. So we got out and we had a skate on the ice. I mean, it was still pretty cold. Like there was some wind chill, and I mean, it's as the
Yeah.
sun goes down, it gets pretty dang close to minus 20 still. And then the next day, we went and we hit Lake Louise to do some skiing, and it was like
Nice.
minus 21. And it was pretty cold, and we had some biffs. So we were on the hill for like 2 hours. Then we're like, all right, time to go.
Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah.
I'm going next week for a couple days.
Right on. Whereabouts?
So I'm going to Marmot.
Ooh, the
Yeah.
little one.
Yeah.
I like
Gonna
that.
do
That's
that.
the little one. I went with Brent Aiden and I made a day trip out there. He's a single home person or whatever. So
Right.
I was I was his non-contact or non-household COVID contact, whatever the fuck the legal term is.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Should be good. Should be
Right on.
nice.
Have you been? When was the last time you went skiing?
Oh man,
Snowboarding. What are you doing?
it's been a minute.
What are you
I
doing?
thought it
You
had been
skiing or
like
snow?
I've been skiing as of the last few times I went.
Ugh,
I have
nerd.
skis.
You're a
Whatever.
nerd.
Whatever.
I can't stand skiers, dude. I don't know. Here's
Weird.
skiers.
Something pisses you off?
Well, yeah,
Something
shocker, right?
irrational makes you weird, makes you angry? That's crazy, man.
I just don't get no, because skiers will complain. Like I have friends who are like adamant skiers, and they'll complain that snowboarders cut them off all the time. And I'm like, bro, I don't know how you don't see where snowboarders like they're pointed in the direction that like they have to be. It's the skiers with the little hip shit that just like cut in front of you, and you're like, bro, I was bombing behind you, and like
Oh yeah.
with absolutely no warning, you hit a 90-degree angle and almost killed both of us.
Sounds like you've got some unpacked emotional issues that you need to deal with
No,
regarding
I just always
other
almost
people.
hit a skier, and it's always their fault. And I'm like, oh, you almost just hurt us both really bad.
Well, that doesn't affect my choice to ski. But I
Gross.
went to a
Gross
local hill
story.
recently, and I had to check I put on my ski my jacket, and I hadn't gone since 2016. I had a tag on my jacket from 2016, so it had been a while.
Been a hot minute, eh?
Yeah,
You do any
yeah,
tricks? Do you land anything cool?
just like a 360, but
Nice.
yeah, like first try.
Casual.
Like no problem.
Nice. Sounds
Yeah.
real.
Did I do any tricks? Yeah, man, all the tricks, bro.
All the tricks. I
Did a
ain't gonna do any tricks.
double
You get
fakie
off the mountain too
backslide.
quickly. Hmm?
A double fakie backslide.
Yeah, I didn't get to do anything. I went and then there was like
Let's
too much
see.
powder and my board was sticky because I got it waxed at Sport Check, so they didn't do a good job. So I had to go
Nice.
like get my board waxed again. Well, like I was at Lake Louise and then they went and there's a lot of falls, and so we called it quits.
Well, that sounds like a productive day.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I got my board waxed though, so that was good. That was nice.
You
And,
drove
like
to the
I got a
mountains to get
couple
your
runs
board
in.
waxed. Go for a run or two.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, it was expensive. It was definitely an expensive trip. The cost, like per run of that trip, was
Sounds like it.
quite a pretty penny per run. I'll tell you that much.
Sounds like it, man.
But I don't know. Now I just have to book another trip, so that's good at least.
Well, you got some pictures for the Instagram, which is what we talked about in the last episode.
Yeah, exactly.
You got some nice.
And we
Oh,
nailed
look
it.
at
I knew
me! I'm
exactly.
skating on the pond like a true Canadian.
Yeah, we got exactly the pictures I knew we were gonna get too, because it's Lake Louise and everyone gets the exact same pictures, like right in the gully in between the two things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty
You're
good.
basic.
So I liked that it was cold enough that my beard got all frosted up. I looked like the future of me.
You look like, yeah, you look like future Alex, a
Yeah,
distant
like the
Alex.
wind burn on my forehead, making my forehead wrinkle, and the beard getting all musty. I just looked like a 72-year-old man. I don't know why. I
But
said
did you
musty.
still feel young?
Yeah, I felt pretty young out there, I guess.
Oh, there you go. That's what that's what matters.
We played like a little bit of puck with some guys. It was pretty good. I mean, we were trying to be socially distanced as we could, so it was like more of a passing game than anything, like passing and like chopping sticks. But it was pretty good. We made 2 little nets
Nice.
out of some shoes. Met some boys from out in PI.
Sweet.
Yeah,
That's so Canadian of you.
yeah, it was pretty good. I liked it. I enjoyed every minute of it. I like being really, really, really Canadian sometimes. It's just very stereotypically Canadian. It's awesome. Because it's good. It's all good stereotypes. You're like, okay, what? Oh, I have to be friendly to people and like wear warm clothes and go skate on a rink and like have a
Yeah.
couple beers. Like, oh,
Bond with strangers
bad
over hockey.
stereotype.
Yeah. Oh, they're
Oh,
good
do I have to
stereotypes.
use our free medical system because I got hurt on the hill? Oh,
Yeah. But like wait 2 years for an MRI.
yeah. Actually, apparently the Banff hospital is pretty quick with like all their X-rays and stuff because it's so tiny. So if you get hurt on the
Wow.
hill, you're in good.
That's good to know, man. That's good to know. Well, I'm going to Jasper, so that won't do me any good.
Probably the same. I'd imagine it's the same.
I don't know.
Small
I don't
town
know.
hospital. Not a lot of people waiting on like long-term MRIs from the Jasper hospital. They don't have
They
like
probably
a-
don't have an MRI machine, man.
Yeah. You just get right in. You get in and out. They have all their little things.
Yeah. Well, that's of course why rich people go to smaller communities for things like vaccinations because they can skip the line.
Yeah, exactly. We
What do you think about that
this
couple
one-
from BC that did that? I think that's so brutal.
that they just went to a richer community to get their
No,
shit done?
they're rich and they went to like an indigenous community in the Yukon and pretended to have jobs there so that they could get vaccinated.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I know. It's like, that's gross.
That's cool. Good for you.
Good for you. Way to use your,
Way to use the system, guys.
yeah, you nailed it.
Oh God, that's brutal. I was about to say something right before that.
Well,
I don't remember anymore.
Got to speak faster, bro.
Oh yeah, we were talking about going driving through. It's so nice going through those like small towns. It was really funny because I was there with Petey Sender, who is American. Well, he's
Sender,
Canadian,
bro.
but he grew up in America. And Brad, my roommate, who's like 20, and like me, who's an idiot. So we were driving through Banff, and the three of us were kind of just like, wow, this place is crazy. Like, who do you think lives here? And we're just like, it's like there's a high school in Banff, and we're like, what's it like to grow up in Banff High? Like,
Yeah. It seems like it's almost surprising that Banff High wasn't already a CBC like show.
yeah, right?
Like Banff High growing up in the mountains, having like
But
the
it's like-
skiers versus the snowboarders, and like that's a missed opportunity, bro.
Yeah, well, and like there's got to be because there's got to be a weird community of people there because there's some people who like love it because it's like this little mountain town and like they're wealthy and they're retiring there. And there's got to be some people who are just there because they're hippies and they're like, nah, like I grew up in Banff. My kids are gonna grow up in Banff. They just like smoke weed and like snowboard and like live in a 3-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, I mean those people need to like they must have some kind of a job though. Like you know. It's not
Yeah,
cheap,
but
I
still,
don't
like
think,
they're
for-
probably like I don't know, work at like the service industry, like the
This is
ski hills or shit, like-
generations of Banff waiters.
yeah, I bet there is. I don't know. Like, there's Australians, obviously, but I'm sure there's like lifer waiters there.
Maybe.
Like-
I mean, it'd be sick to live in the mountains.
And like the hotel managers and stuff like that. Like, that's got to be a guy doing something. He's got to have a kid.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's all like tourism people probably.
Maybe, I don't know. I just think it'd be sweet. Like, like the people who live there would be there with their kids. So like, there's got to be weird, like as much immigrants as there are in Banff, like there's probably immigrant children who are going to those high schools that are like Australian as hell.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder if like you live there long enough, if you ever get like sick of, not sick of the mountains, but like someone visits you and they're like, "Oh my God, the mountains," and you're like,
100%. Someone's like, let's go for a hike. You're like,
you're like,
why,
"Wow,
why?
a hike, how original."
Yeah. Like, I haven't played a 2-player video game in 8 months.
Nobody ever wants to just hang out.
Yeah, like no one ever says, like,
Like, yo, how do you like living here? I fucking hate it, man. No one ever wants to just hang out. We always got to rock climb or fucking mountain bike or some shit.
every time someone comes to visit, I've spent $72 at a cafe getting eggs. Like,
Yeah. Everyone wants to sightsee. No one ever wants to ask about me.
yeah, no one wants to just like get high and hang out with the cat.
Yeah, like, dude, you could do that any day. We're in the mountains. Like, fuck off.
Yeah, you're like, oh God, like, do you know how annoying the RCMP are around here?
Yeah. But it's also like, so it's also hilarious that you would live in like, the town site of a national park and be like, ugh, the tourists. Like, dude,
Yeah.
you're fucking, like, what? Go live further up the mountain.
Yeah, it's so funny. Yeah, I honestly, like, that's a hilarious attitude for them to have. Yeah, like all the people who live in Banff that are like snooty towards tourists. It's like, why are you in Banff then? Like, go live in like
Yeah.
Chase, something like go live in Salmon Arm or Sycamoose, like
Totally.
in the mountains. Like,
Yeah, it's like, dude, you live in the middle of the town site. If it's called a town site, it's probably
like, ugh, all these people coming to stay at these magnificent hotels around the corner. Blah.
oh, the guy's the hotel manager. Fuck.
Yeah, and then COVID hits, and they're like, "There's no tourists. Whatever shall we do?" You're like,
Oh my God.
This is what you've been asking for, dickhead."
Oh man. Yeah, it must be funny being like just a resident of like even like Canmore, where like the majority of people there in the summer or probably the winter are like tourists who don't know where the fuck they're going and like
Yeah, like
out
you
of
have the spring and
towners.
fall to yourself.
Yeah, and you're just like, oh, these motherfuckers.
Mhm.
You're in line for shit in your own city behind
Yeah.
like out of province plates, and you're like, ugh.
So yeah, the drive-throughs, you're like, oh my God. Like that would
Yeah,
actually be frustrating. Like all of a sudden you have to leave like half an hour earlier for work because it's tourist season. You know, like traffic's gonna be bad and there's gonna be a line at the drive-through and like
yeah, but that's like how most people live in their cities, being like, yo, I have to leave so much earlier because traffic's brutal
yeah.
all the
The
time.
fluctuation from like going like seasonally to being like,
Yeah.
okay, I have to leave at 7:30 in
So
March until
you
June.
you leave the city and you don't get it constantly, you only get it seasonally.
Yeah,
That's how eventually you move right out and you get no traffic. You just fully pull yourself off the grid and you're the only, it's only you and the animals.
No.
Dude, I read a story in the news today that made me laugh so much. A female Navy officer was she got busted for filming sex with a male officer and putting it on her for her OnlyFans account. But the story, the way that they referred to the male officer was they kept calling the guy her semen lover. And it was just like, like imagine having video.
He calls her.
Yeah, imagine having video proof that you did it with a woman and like still in the news they call you a semen lover. Oh, come on. Her semen lover. No, her lover who's a semen. Oh. It's like, oh, you tricky wordplay. I bet like when news editors get a chance to write a headline on one of those kind of stories, they're like, oh, here we go.
100%. That was not a mistake. That was like,
Yeah.
if you ask the guy, he's for sure gonna be like, no, that's the grammatically correct way to write it. But like, he knew what he was doing.
Yeah. It's so good though. Like, yeah, her and her semen lover. She has, she's got a what now?
You're like, Jesus.
I love seeing that kind
Well,
of shit.
that's why this was in my recommended feed.
Yeah. Oh.
That's
Man, OnlyFans is blowing up. It's getting infiltrating the military.
so funny. What a dumb, like, I feel like either you have to know that that's wrong and
Yeah, like
like you
doing it like
post
on
it.
the base or whatever, the ship or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, like and then like, why would you post that like publicly?
They're making money on their OnlyFans.
I know, but like, it's so obvious that you're gonna get caught. Like, it'd be like posting
Yeah.
a video of you breaking into your high school. It's like, what?
But
Like,
I remember a story from like at least a month ago or so. It was a couple somewhere in the States, I think. They had filmed themselves like doing it on a Ferris wheel, like at the
yeah,
top of the Ferris wheel or something like that, and they posted it to some website, probably their OnlyFans as well.
yeah.
And someone put two and two together, and were like, "Oh, this was here. You're charged with like a lewd activity or whatever." And then they looked at their other videos and were like, "You were having sex out here too. Here's a ticket." It's like, man,
That's
people
so funny.
snitching on
That seems
themselves.
like a bunch of like espionage, but I feel like OnlyFans isn't OnlyFans like a thing you promote online? So it'd be like people you know. It's like other army officers are gonna see that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's
Like,
snitching on yourself, man. It's all these Capitol riot people that
yeah,
fully documented their entire thing and made sure they turned the camera back on themselves and like,
yeah, dude.
dude,
Yo, whatever happened with that one cop that was like taking selfies with the rioters? I hope he got in some kind of trouble.
oh, it's all going through the process right now, I think. So
Yeah,
I'm sure that's part of it. But okay, one of the funniest things that I saw this past week, you know, the meme that's like the meme of like the well-endowed black guy who
oh
like who's
yeah,
like sitting down and it's like it's in
oh I'm
everything,
familiar.
which that meme won 2020, I think. But this
Yeah,
is the sign of it, like of its majesty. Someone photoshopped the Capitol riot photos that were all over the internet. Someone photoshopped that meme into one of the framed pictures on the wall, and that's
yeah,
fine. Like that's pretty funny. But the FBI ended up using that in its photos that it put out because they had just scraped it from somewhere. And so that ended up that
yeah,
the
yeah.
FBI put that out, and someone was like, wait a second, zoom in right there. Oh, I like that's like prime internet right there.
It's so good. I love sending like pictures like that to the group chat that just seem like they're like nothing, like just sending like a picture of the Capitol riot. And my friends are like, why'd you just send a picture of the Capitol
Yeah.
riot? And then eventually one of my friends is like, oh, there's a
Yeah.
big old dick in
My
it.
my buddy
Like,
Evan is the guy in our group who everyone like tries to incite by sending him things, and like you click on it and it's like a video, and at the very end there's that, and he's like, oh my god. So now like now that people know it bothers him in the group chat, it's like anytime anyone finds one, it's like, yeah, here you go.
that's so funny. I
Yeah,
love it.
that
Yeah, man. We used to send, I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast before, but we used to just like, I don't know why this was so funny to us, but just like opening like weird sex like pictures and like videos and stuff on people's desktop computers at parties and then just like leaving them, like turning the
yeah,
screen off.
yeah. Or like sending your friends a link to something knowing that it's just like something brutal that they're gonna open, and just like a nonchalant looking link, and then it's like fucking meat spin
Yeah.
or whatever.
Oh, so funny. So funny. I also like, it's such a funny prank because it's harmless. Like it's just
Yeah,
like kind of gross.
it's
But
gross.
like, yeah. Dude, I tried to write a bit about this that never worked. I still like, it's in my brain. I'm gonna make it work one day, I swear to God. But it's about how like I don't understand this like idea that someone could use like naked pictures of you to blackmail you. I'm like, what are you gonna do with these? Like, that's the worst threat you have. Like, we're gonna show this to
Yeah,
your mom. The worst thing you can do to me is make my mom go like, ugh,
yeah, I
ugh.
remember that bit. Yeah.
Like, why? Who cares?
That's
It's
because
just,
guys don't worry about getting their nudes leaked because like no one gives a shit. I think it's more like women worry about it because people
Yeah,
won't like.
but I've heard like dudes talk about it. That's what I mean. Like, yeah, as women, I get you like don't want some dude to jerk
Yeah.
off to you, like some random guy. But as a dude, like if a picture of your wiener leaks, like why do you care? Like I heard dudes be like, I'd never send a dick pic, dude. What if that gets out? Like, what if your boss sees that? I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
know that. Why? Why would my
Yeah.
boss ever
How
see that?
it's like, unless you're looking in the mirror, how are you so flexible that your face and your dick are in the picture? Your face doesn't have to be in it.
Let's go.
And if your face isn't in it, you have nothing to worry about, because how does
So I
your
send
like
all my nudes. Every
who's
nude that I
gonna
send-
be like, that's yours, unless they'd have to know it better than I do.
every
Because I don't think I
nude
could
that
pick
send-
mine out.
Every nude that I send has my dick and balls and my butthole and my face in it.
Yeah.
It's taken from below angle, bent over.
Yeah, I actually have a SIN number fetish, so I get girls to like tits and SIN number and face. That's what I'm after. But yeah, that like it's so dumb. Like, oh, what if that gets out? Like, who cares?
Oopsie.
Who's gonna know it's you?
Yeah.
Unless your face is in it. And what the fuck? Like, what? Why is your face in it? Why is your face in a picture of your dick?
And like, is it weird? Why do you?
How
care?
are you like? What? Yeah. Are you? Is it from far away? Is it from close up? I have questions.
Is it like an artistic shot? It's like an artistic nude. It's not even like a dick pic. It's like an actual, just like
It's a nude.
full of fruit.
It's an artistic nude.
It's in black and white, and your abs are exaggerated. And it's
Yeah. Okay.
It's like a Roman cup with your junk.
It's a male boudoir photo shoot.
You're like in one of those like Borat suits, but like just
Yeah.
out on your side.
Looking all serious, like.
Just off
man.
in the distance,
Yeah.
wearing like cool sunglasses.
Yes. Yeah. No good. Like there's like I don't know. I wouldn't imagine like a nude of a guy as interesting at all.
Man, dude, I know. I remember. Okay, in Talladega Nights, I don't know if it's in the regular one or in the extended cut, but I know that there is a version of it where Cal Naughton Jr. talks about like spreading his butthole for Playgirl magazine.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Like,
Oh.
I
boy.
remember like dying laughing at that when I was younger, but also them being like, "Yo, is that real?" And it's funny, like it is a Playgirl magazine. There's like a male nude, like well, it used to be, I guess, all of it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it was like a nude male, like guys would stand naked, and there's like articles and like perfume ads. Like, who's buying this? How are you selling these?
Girls and gay dudes, I guess. Like, I don't know. I think that's, I guess some girls, but I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah.
It's I don't know, man.
ever-
It's pretty funny
Did you
though.
ever buy pornos? Did you ever buy like a concrete pornography magazine?
No, I don't think so. I think mine was always found or then right into the internet.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
I'm-
you trying to get your
I'm-
face in the picture there? Oh, look at that. Oh yeah, there you go. Oh, like Maxims and like FHM and some of that stuff. I think I'd
Oh
buy
no, this
those
is like a
magazines.
full on. There's like I can't show.
Oh
this.
really? Because it looks like just okay.
I
Nice.
went and bought. I don't know
You
why,
just
but
got
when I
that
turned
handy, hey?
yeah, it's with my other magazines.
Okay.
That do you remember that commercial? That's literally why I did it. There was like this old commercial about like I think it was like Labatt or something. It was like about like smooth beer. And this girl like comes to this dude's house and she's like, "Oh, nice place." And she's like looking through like his bookshelf and stuff. And then she's like, "Is this a porno?" And he's like, "It's a DVD. It's with my DVDs." And she was like, "Fair enough." And then it's like Labatt, like as smooth as you are, or whatever the hell. Like, it's so funny. And literally,
Yeah.
so I bought like these pornos when I turned 18 because I thought it was funny, like at midnight, like on March 6th
Oh
in
man.
2010. I went to the 7-Eleven and like bought these porno magazines. And then I've just like had them ever since. And then like when I put all my magazines out, they were just like with them because I moved them together. And I was like, yeah, whatever, those are there. And no one really notices. Every once in a while, a girl will find them when we have a party. But
Nice. Having a party. I remember those days.
Yeah.
Back in
Yeah,
the
I've
before
kept them out.
times.
It's really fun. I've kept them with my magazines like on the like table for years, and like probably 5 people have noticed.
Yeah, you know what? It's fine when like you talk about like putting like you mentioned like a DVD of a porn. I can't even fathom buying a DVD of a porn like a VHS, even just a porn that you would watch like again. Like what?
Yeah. I can't imagine having to like pop it in, like take something else out. Like you take out like Lethal Weapon to put in like
Yeah, and you put it in the wrong. Oh my god! And oh boy, oh boy. Then someone asks to borrow Lethal Weapon, and you give them that, and it's actually Lethal Weapon.
Is it good? I haven't seen it. I can't put it in a copy.
It's pretty good.
Wow.
And it's a lot more graphic than I thought it was gonna be.
It's like the porn version of Lethal Weapon. Like that's
Yeah. Like, interesting.
It's like barely legal weapon or something.
Yeah. Barely legal weapon. Oh, that's good, man. Yo, I was thinking like,
dude, yeah,
go. What were you gonna say?
We were listening to CDs on the way to and from Banff because we didn't have like a aux cord.
Oh,
so
yeah.
we were like listening to CDs, and I watched the Notorious Ones.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that on Netflix yet?
I don't think so.
I think it's called the Notorious. No, the shit. It's a Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine docu-series.
Okay.
Unbelievable. But they're talking about like how much money they made when CDs were being printed, because no one knew how much cheaper CDs were than cassette discs to like produce. So they were selling them at the same price as cassettes, but they were making them for like cents on the dollar. So they like made so much money.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So apparently CDs were like the biggest money maker in like the music biz, and then it went straight from CDs to Napster. And like yeah, like in the interview they asked Jimmy Iovine like about Napster, and he was like, dude, I called Dr. Dre and I was like, we're fucked. We are absolutely fucked. And Dre was like, no, it's not gonna be that bad. Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, no, we're fucked. We are absolutely fucked. And then yeah, it took like getting iTunes to like get the artist money again.
Yeah, it took a while. Yeah, man.
Yeah. And now
I lived through that war. Yeah.
Back on the fall, baby.
Yes, now the power is back in the hands of the rich.
Yep. Old Adpocalypse on YouTube. Remember that? Did you ever hear about that?
I don't think so.
YouTube like used to just be like you get a certain amount of money for a certain amount of views.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's just how it was. And then they switched it to like monetized content and like non-monetized content. And then like you could fucking say whatever you want as long as it wasn't monetized. But if you monetize, then you have to get like all the copyrights and all that bullshit. And then people started getting paid for ads because that was the only way to like make money off it. And it basically just like changed the whole game of like what YouTube was, because it used to just be like people uploaded videos and if they got watched, you got paid. But now it's like, well, you need subscribers, you need fucking this, you need that. Like, and it became these like YouTube channels and like all this fucking bullshit. So, I mean, I guess it was kind of happening before the Adpocalypse, but the Adpocalypse was really what like pushed it in that direction and pushed it away from just like anyone could post, like the little guy could just go viral, get 1 billion views and then make money off it.
So that can't happen anymore? If like you and I made a video that got 1 billion views, we wouldn't make a cent off it?
You'd have to like advertise. So like you'd get paid by the advertisers on like the beginning, but you'd have to like monetize it, which means that you have to go.
No. So I'm saying like if we put up our episode tonight and by some stroke of algorithm, it was by tomorrow morning, like 100 million hits on it, we wouldn't make any money off that?
I don't think so. I don't know the ins and outs like in particular, but from what I understand, I don't think so.
Man, slaves.
Yeah. So,
We're not slaves. We're doing this. We want to do this.
but yeah, I don't know. I mean, but also you just like basically, yeah, go like monetize content because like you can monetize after you get like 10,000 views or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Then you just like click to monetize it and then you start making money, but then ads play before your shit.
Right. Right. Oh
And
man.
it's like,
You know, the worst ads on YouTube are the ones that like most of them are like, 15 seconds, 30 seconds, and you can skip after like whatever.
yeah,
Even the ones that are 30 seconds, you can skip after a certain amount of time. But then sometimes there's ones that are like 5 minutes long. And if you're not near enough your computer to hit skip, you're just like, am I listening? And sometimes it's also music, and you're like, am I listening? What's going on? You shouldn't be able to have like a 5-minute commercial. Bullshit.
I can't stand. Also, like the YouTube has a type of commercial that's never existed before, which is like people selling sales like shit. Like, have you ever seen that guy? This was the first one that I ever saw, and everyone ended up making fun of it a whole bunch. But he's like, "Do you see this? This is my Lamborghini. Do you know how I got this Lamborghini?" And he like talks about how he like sold through Amazon or whatever the fuck, like.
Oh yeah.
All these stupid. It's like these weird like racketeer, like almost like pyramid scheme.
It's like multi-level. It's a different type of multi-level marketing nonsense, right?
Yeah, but it's like all these guys who are, let me teach my student on how to sell online, and it's or like whatever. And it's like,
and you go to like 50 meetings, and they never tell you what they're selling.
Yeah, and they always start with like their background, like I was just a kid from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
My father was a cheese farmer, and I was going to university, taking an arts degree that I had no idea what I was gonna do with.
Yeah.
So in my spare time, I started selling with Amazon, and you're like, shoot yourself in the head.
Yeah,
Get COVID. Go get
that's a
COVID.
great story. It's like when you're looking up a recipe for something, and you're like, oh, I wish I need a recipe for, chili, and you look up a recipe for chili, and then you're like, okay, I'll click on this one, and you look, and it's like the person's backstory. The first time I ever had chili, it was an August afternoon with my papa, and you're like scrolling and scroll. There's videos. You scroll for like 15 minutes to get to the recipe.
Yeah, and it gives you like the oven temperature, and then it's like, funny fact, people is from the country of Chile.
Yeah, the oven was first installed. I like to use a Samsung oven. Button. Yeah, you're just like, what the fuck am I like? Shut up.
Yeah, I hate going to websites that I'm just like trying to like look up like whatever. Yeah, like what temperature do you cook chicken thighs at in the oven? And then like it's like, do you accept cookies? I'm like, what? No, I don't accept the cookies. Like, stop spying on my shit.
And then a video pops up, and you're like, and then an ad pops up over the video, and you're like, I'm just gonna risk it.
Yeah, you're like, you know what? 375. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, 375 for however long it takes.
375 till she ain't pink no more.
That's right. Man, I was thinking about this today. I think that like we've all missed the chance to commit a crime, because this past year, like 2020 would have been the year to get house arrest, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. If you told me in like, because my birthday was March 6th, so I celebrated on like March 8th. If you told me that I would have been on house arrest anyways, do you know how debaucherous I would have been?
That's what I'm saying. I was thinking about this today. I was like, we should all get one free house arrest level crime for time served over this past year. So I looked it up. Sounds like it's usually like DUI, fraud, embezzlement. So I think we should each get to embezzle someone for their money.
I could do some fraud.
Everybody gets one. Yeah, you can do a fraud or an embezzle or a DUI. I think everyone should, like a reasonable DUI, like,
Yeah, I don't know about Dewey's. That's a bad.
That's getting out there. Yeah. But
I think a non-violent, like anything that doesn't harm.
Yeah, let's go with fraud and embezzlement. If you steal some money or fraud someone.
Yeah, go deposit some blank checks into an ATM.
Yeah, that's it. Everyone gets a blank check within reason.
Within reason.
It's up to you what within reason
that
is.
Right there, that's the stimulus package. Is you just
Yeah.
Whatever 6 months house arrest, however much money you could embezzle for 6 months house arrest.
Yeah. Everyone gets a blank check, but don't be a dick and ruin it for everyone by putting $1 million or something. Don't be an asshole.
Bro, that would be one of those games on Big Brother where they're like, okay, you all get a blank check, and if any of you goes over the limit, no one gets any money.
Yes.
But you all get to take home whatever you write on that check. And then just see what everyone writes.
Yeah. And then we'll use this whole thing, this whole social experiment as some kind of social credit score for everyone. And that'll be the basis of the new surveillance state.
Yeah. But don't tell them that part, because then
that part's that's in book 2 of the series.
But yeah, it's like everyone basically you flip the chart, so it's gonna obviously be a fucking what's that on the curve, right?
Yeah. Or what you do is you give everyone a blank check, you let them do that, and then just everyone gets $1,000.
Well, I was saying you flip it, right? Because it's gonna be on a bell curve. There's gonna be a lot of people who are like, "Oh, I only need $50 or whatever," and most people are gonna be like, "Oh, whatever," between like $1 and $5 grand. And there's gonna be some people that are like, "I need 80 grand," and it's gonna be like you just flip it. Whoever wanted the most gets whatever the least wanted.
And whoever wanted the most owes that much.
Yeah. You owe.
Yeah. That's how. Yeah.
The top half. Whoever said they wanted the top half owes the bottom half that much money.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I think we should get to do a crime. Because I think that would make a lot of people be like, you know what? The lockdown wasn't that bad.
Yeah,
I got this skidoo out of it. How'd you get the skidoo? I fucking know a guy.
I know a guy.
Man. Oh boy.
That was another thing on the documentary. There's like this sweet picture of Dr. Dre just like on some fucking car, and he's just got like a ankle, like a house arrest bracelet on.
Yeah.
These guys are so cool.
Yeah. And like, even honestly, there's nothing you couldn't have done on house arrest. Everyone was ordering food. Everyone was ordering groceries. Yeah.
House arrest seems like, I mean, I'm sure, like, it seems like a little worse than quarantine.
Here's the thing. Until this all happened, house arrest seemed daunting. Like if you or I were told about house arrest, you'd be like, oh, that sounds pretty rough. But now it's like, I'm gonna do a fraud like that.
I'm gonna do a fraud. That's what I feel the opposite. I'm like, I used to think like house arrest wasn't a big deal. I was like, whatever, you have to stay home for a few months. Now I'm like, fuck staying home for a few months.
But it's like, you've done it. Like,
actually, yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right. It's like when you run your longest like run, and you're like, well, now I've done it, I can just do longer now.
Exactly. Or if you've stayed at home for a year and they're like 6 months house arrest, and you're like, ooh. Yeah. 6 months house arrest from September to the beginning of next year. Like, during the winter, fuck, it sucks, man.
Yeah. That's so funny. Yeah.
It's like less threatening of a punishment now, because like everyone you know has done it.
Yeah, every person you know has been on house.
If you found out that everyone you know had been to jail for a year, you'd be like, it can't be that bad. Like, everyone I know has done it.
Someone's like, I've been on house arrest. You're like, yeah, everyone. No one can.
Yeah, like, I'm not. That's okay. Cool.
That's not even hard, bro.
You wore an ankle weight while you were doing it? Wow. So you were working out. Neat.
Ooh, extra exercise. Yeah, must be nice.
Wow. Good for you.
I had to do push-ups for my exercise.
Yeah, and I didn't do them. Yeah. I want to get a chin-up bar, but even though I've like had them in the past and they didn't do this, I'm always just picturing them like ripping the door frame off the wall.
Okay, yeah, we have one. I've been flexing. Look at these bad boys. Look at that.
Ooh, nice, man. Nice. I'd show mine, but I can't get them all. I need to
push up some chin ups in my.
Yeah, I just feel like they're always gonna fall off the door frame, and I'm gonna go back first into the ground and like probably die. Maybe I'm just being. Maybe that won't happen.
I feel like this is funny. Like during quarantine, I've become like so stiff, like all my bones and joints and stuff like feel like they're not doing what they should be. And honestly, I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I haven't been like falling enough or like running into shit enough. Like the problem
Yeah.
is that I haven't been getting banged up enough. So
Yeah.
like all my muscles and joints are just like locked in position. They haven't been like rattled around enough to like be goosey.
Yeah, that could be it, man. I mean, most people are not moving as much as they
Yeah.
have.
Well, I just haven't taken a huge bail in so long that it's like I feel like my back needs to like get a good
Need to get,
scorpion in it, like
yeah.
get get loose. Like it's probably ended up being worse for me now that like I'm a grown up. But I remember that when I was a kid, like when I'd fall, like all my shit would crack, and then I'd be like, oh, I'd get up kind of like lightheaded, and be like, oh, that actually feels nice.
Yeah. Well, in hockey, it always used to it always used to take like a good hit to get in the game. Like
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
get drilled and then you're like, all right, here we go.
Yeah, yeah. Like that hasn't happened to me in so long, like in any facet, man. Like I haven't got any, like, I think it's just my brain hasn't dumped testosterone for so long that it's like,
Yeah.
ugh. I got a little bit snowboarding going like fast and stuff, but I didn't take like a fall. Like I haven't been in danger. I
Mm.
haven't been like in danger or close to a woman in so long that my brain's like, what are
I don't know
endorphins?
what to do. Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, this
I've
the fact that I get the majority of my social interaction at the grocery store is a point of just not pride for me right now.
yeah, it's
It's
no
like
bueno.
you don't even I didn't even talk to anyone. I just say Visa, please. And that's
Jesus.
that's the extent of my like I don't talk to
Yeah.
anyone. I just go through the till. Some I don't even self checkout anymore. I go through the till just to get that one little like, do I have air miles? No. How do I want to pay?
No,
Visa, please.
three
Hey, here's
bags.
your receipt.
Three bags.
Thanks. That's it. That's my
That's
interaction
fine.
for the
How many
week.
bags worth of groceries do you? What's a typical grocery trip for you? 3 bags? Are you a 3 bag guy? I'm about a
No,
3 bag.
no, I'll have like sometimes I'll have like, 4 or 5 in one hand, maybe 2 or 3 in the other. Like sometimes I go a little low. I'm actually starting to notice that I'm testing the limits of just like the basket you carry.
Bag.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel it like the arms are about to give in my last few
Oh yeah.
trips. So I might have to switch
Yes,
to a
you
cart, which is a pretty big boy move for me. So
Ooh.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I do like I try and get like one big one in to get all the like the non-perishables and like the toilet papers and all that stuff.
Hmm.
I just do like a couple little 3 bagger shops.
Yeah.
That's been my
I
routine now, trying to be an adult in quarantine.
I walk to my grocery store, so I try to drive on the
Ooh.
toilet paper day because I don't like to carry toilet paper out in public like
Yeah,
that.
it's bulky and weird. Like there's no
It's
bag that
bulky and
fits
it's
it.
just like, oh fuck, you gonna wipe your ass
Yeah.
with that? And it's like, yeah, I am.
Yeah, actually, I am. That is what I'm gonna use it for. I'm gonna use
No,
it.
no one's ever chirked me for carrying toilet paper, but for some reason I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah. It's also weird. Yeah, it's just so huge and it's like light. So,
It's
but there's no
bulky.
like
Yeah.
handle to carry it by. They don't really package it well.
Yeah.
There's got to be a better way. Like,
There's gotta be.
why toilet paper should be packaged like tissue? Like, why is it not a box like this that comes on the wall like that? Like, why is it got to be a big roll with like a bunch of empty
Oh, that's
space?
not bad. Yeah.
Huge,
That's a good idea.
inefficient way to do it.
Yeah. We should take on big toilet paper.
Yeah, big TP.
Big TP. Take them down.
I feel like you'd also save money. Like those little cardboard cylinders are probably the most expensive part of the toilet paper.
Maybe. They're recyclable though,
True.
which
Yeah,
is
you could
good.
just eliminate them. Just
Good for
fold
the
the toilet
environment.
paper one. Do a machine.
We should all
fold
just
and
we should all just
Ah.
stop shitting.
Yeah. Just let's evolve past pooping. God.
Yeah.
How? Okay. No other animal needs to wipe its butt except for like a dog when it like runs on its booty on the
Okay.
floor.
Okay.
Evolve.
Here's the thing: we don't have to wipe our butt. We do.
I
because
guess.
it's
Yeah. Like
disgusting.
animals all have poop dangling from their butts all
Yeah.
the time.
Bunch of will nots hanging off that. Yeah, man.
Yeah, except cats. Cats don't. Their butts are always on display, and
But they figure it out. They do something.
yeah. But it seems weird, like that humans evolved to like, if you don't wipe your butt, like if you don't get an outside source and remove the stuff from your butt, like you'll get like sick and like sore and like shit.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, we're
Like
we're
obviously
also
it's
the
because we're pampered by society, like we've been wiping our asses for so long. But
we're
like,
we're the only ones that care about how we smell and shit too.
yeah. Like that's also, but it's funny that like we've evolved to that point. Like if you didn't like shave or do your hair or like clean yourself, like groom for like
Yeah,
months, you'd get like sick and like
you die.
moldy. And,
Yeah,
yeah. Like it's so weird that like we've evolved to the point that like we can't just like let ourselves go. Like most animals can't groom the way we groom. And if we don't do it, we die.
yeah, yeah.
Like, what if you just never cut your toenails? What would happen?
You probably fucking die, man.
You'd get some kind of toenail infection.
Some kind of toenail death, man. All right, dude. I think that's our time. How can people find you, Sir Fortin?
Go to comedyaf.com. Follow our Instagram. I'm trying to post more stuff
Yes,
on
you
Instagram.
are. You're killing it.
And yeah, DM us. Send us DMs either individually or on our Instagram. We'll screenshot if it's funny and
Yes.
fun.
Yes.
So at YEG Podcast. Yeah, hit me up at Comedy AF. Everything's there. AF Comedian.
Yes. Yeah, well, that's where you can find us, folks. At Kersey, at YEG Podcast. Boom.